All right. Welcome to the last support session of the Observers. So tonight's really all about you guys. Any questions you have, any struggles you have that you need help with. I really don't have anything much to say unless you want me to summarize anything, right? It's just all, it's anything, any issues, any like, why am I still not feeling great? Or why do I still feel like this? Or why is this still happening to me? Anything like that, this is your opportunity to ask away.
I might go.
Go for it. Go,
Yes,
Susan.
please, Suzanne, go for it.
So I guess I was thinking about this on the way home, and I guess the only thing that it comes to me, because I've had quite a different experience with this, because I've been like somewhat absent but still doing it, and I've had a bit going on and been a bit mental and all of that. But like, where to from here? What, like, in regards to, do we keep visualizing our vision, and do we keep observing and just owning what we see? And I don't know. I'm in a bit of a funny place, so I've struggled quite a bit.
Yes.
In general.
Yep.
To the point that I haven't been able to find my own solutions when I know that I know the solutions.
Yep.
And it's very frustrating, and I've felt like, not of anyone's fault, but like left out.
Yeah.
And I miss out on contributing, and then I don't give anything to the group, and then I'm not able to gain anything from my contribution because I can't share necessarily. And it's to the point that like, this is how far sideways I know I've gone, is that I don't feel comfortable to ask for help. And it's like, right, okay, that's how far down the rabbit hole I've gone, when I've been actually on track with what everyone's contributing.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a mixed bag for me. So I'm like, okay, what do we do now with all of this information and movement, and do we keep going in a sense? Like,
okay, so I think it's in, okay, tell me, has this been a common theme for you in your life, being left out? Or feeling like you can't contribute? And because sometimes when you contribute you get empowered, right? And it's good for your confidence, and it really helps you, right?
Especially when I'm hearing everybody else speak on the talk, and I've had a similar experience, but I'm listening to it in the car as I go to work at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, that's happening to me too. And then it's like, and then there's no share type of thing. And look, that's fine. Like, I'm not picking on that aspect.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's been a unique experience doing it this way.
Yes.
And I'm just observing how I've been in it, but I've had a lot of other things going on, and I can't contribute. I can't identify if it's the program or if it's just my life, if it's a bit of both. But in general, I've noticed in my life that I don't know if I've necessarily been left out. That's definitely been a part of it, but I've always been the odd one out. So it's a little bit different.
Okay.
And I thought I was being left out, but then I think I'm just always different. Like, if there's it's everywhere. Like, if I go somewhere and I go to sit down in a group, everyone will sit on the other side and I'll be on my own. I'll go, just always. Like, it's just, and I've just sort of observed it to be like, I don't see it as a bad thing anymore. I just see it as, this is the way it's always been. I've always been this one that's away, separate from whatever the norm is, if that makes sense, in a generalized way, I guess. So it's not like I'm not surprised that I've ran a different course this time, even though it's related, because I'm on the same page of what we're doing. But I'm doing it completely on my own, in a sense.
Yes.
Like, I'm not surprised by that.
Yes.
But
Often when you do a program like this, just like with the Freeing the Ties, it's always related to the course. Okay, because what's happening is you're trying to, and this one and the ties are two really intense shadow programs. This is all about shadow work. We're literally trying to dissolve beliefs that have been embedded in us since childhood. And so what's happening is you're like trying to, with your tools, you're trying to knock down these pillars, right? And you're trying to look deeper into the pillars to understand why you are the way you are, why you have the experiences you have. And there's not going to, those pillars aren't going down without a fight. Your ego pushes back, which then means things unfold in your life that will challenge you.
Well, this is what's happening. And I'm not understanding what they are. And I just generally feel like shit. And it's really annoying.
Okay.
And I've got nothing good to say in regards to there's nothing that I'm doing. And then it's kind of like, even today, everyone's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know what to tell you. I know I'm annoying. I'm annoying that I've got nothing to say and it's annoying me. So I don't know, should I say it like this or should I just pretend you want to hear something that everything's okay? Because it's not okay, but I don't exactly know what's wrong and I'm not sure if I'm shifting out of it or not. So that's where I'm at. But then I'm still laughing. I still get up and go to work. But I'm like, fuck, how much longer? How much longer am I going to be in this shit phase for?
So you know this phase, this like, I don't really give a shit. What's the point? I'm bored.
I don't even know what to do.
You know this phase?
Yeah.
This is the point you get to before you have a transformation.
Oh,
and sometimes it can be depressing. Okay. But unfortunately, it's unavoidable. So when you get to this point, I want you to start going, oh, I'm here again. I wonder what's coming next. I want you to start to be curious. Oh, I wonder what's going to shift out of my reality. Now, your action, there's been a lack of action though, right? And I'll tell you what that is. So everyone's gone through this, okay? And I feel like your lack of action, and that, you know, when I said to you, you don't, I've said to you in the messages when I've private messaged you and I've said to you, do you need any help with anything?
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to do this alone.
Yeah.
Right? There hasn't been much of a response from you. And I'm like, exactly. Yeah, okay. So the action for you, I think, is actually going, hey, I actually need some help with this. And then allowing yourself to receive that support.
That's what I mean. I didn't ask for help.
Yeah.
I didn't feel I could.
So what's that about?
I don't know. That's how I knew I was in a real shit phase. Because it's like, oh, okay, I'm really here. I don't know. I can't ask for help. I feel like I'm imposing, like all of that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay. And I observed that. I was like, oh, wow, you're here, are you? Okay, we'll wait until you don't want to be here anymore. Or
what you can do is, because rather than just sitting in it, sometimes we have to make a different decision that we haven't, like take action. Like we kind of sometimes get to this, because sometimes it's really painful to be in this limbo, right?
And you're in the limbo with not really knowing what's going on. So I'm trying to have courage to reach out to you, even though I'm in the program, but I feel like on the outer to, can you help me? I feel like it's outside of the times that are scheduled. So I'm using up too much of your time. And then if I get you, how do I tell you what's going on when I don't know what's going on? It's like, this sucks. I'm like, when's the breakthrough coming? Like, can you piece it together for me a little bit more? Yeah. So I was aware of it because I've been pulled back to wherever I am. And the version of myself that I thought I knew would ask for help. I've done all that work, but I didn't.
Okay.
So I guess, and that's on me. I'm just sharing.
No, that's good. And I wonder if in the coming weeks and months, because I'm here, my door is my phone, my messenger is always open to you,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Regardless of whether the course is finished or started or whatever it is. So you are always welcome to message me to ask me what is going on,
Yeah.
right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Like and I don't care how much time passes, you can always message me to ask me, what does this mean? Is this linked to this? Does this correlate with that? Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on. You're dissolving, you're collapsing your beliefs, you're dissolving your old self essentially has to die in order for your new self to come through.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, you're
Mhm.
probably like, well, before I wouldn't have even worried about it. Now I'm like, what the hell's happening to me right now? Right? So can I ask you, when you have this vision of your future
Yeah.
self,
Mhm.
can you tell me a little bit about her?
Um, so it's two parts. It's a visual one and it's a feeling part.
Okay.
So because if I remember what I began this program about is that I want to recognize myself again. I want to feel like a version of myself that I recognize, even though I'm transforming into something else.
Mm.
I'm trying not to hold on to the past, whatever that is, but my life has been flipped over. So I just want to feel like that. So my vision is me, in particular, in this place that I live in right now, where I am. Like I'm getting ready. I'm in the shower and I'm getting ready, and I'm going from the shower, all like getting dressed up to go into my bedroom to put on a jumpsuit that I love. And that makes me feel like me, and it fits and it's beautiful. And I'm getting ready here. And then you get asked for a piece to be added on to the vision. And then somebody knocks at my door and I'm going out somewhere. I don't know where I'm going or who I'm going with. I know it's a man. And all I can see is opening the door and seeing him take my hand, coming to my door and taking me to the car and opening the door, and me going out somewhere. I don't know. So the feeling is that like there's a safety in where I am, and there's a safety that someone's coming to my house and I feel comfortable there, but I'm putting on an outfit that makes me feel like me. That's what I chose. So I can visually see myself getting ready and enjoying my space and enjoying my home and welcoming somebody in it and transitioning out of it.
So when you do your visualization, does that make you feel good?
Yeah, because it does.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's meant to do. You're meant to feel like it's already happened.
Yeah.
Okay. You're meant to leave the visualization going, wow, like,
yeah.
you know.
And there's certain things that I can see constantly. Like there's certain movements of me, like literally like zipping up the jumpsuit, seeing a hand come and grab my hand to walk to the car. Like there's certain things like that that are like tattooed in my memory.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that sounds great. Where are we going? You know, can't wait.
Yeah.
But it's more about that I'm feeling comfortable in my own skin. I'm feeling comfortable in my own home, and welcoming that expectation of joy in the space that I live in.
And do you feel when you think about that version of you, like, can you add a few more qualities in there?
Give me an example.
So for example, we're going to call that version of you future you. Okay. She is fulfilled with where she's at in life, or she is really confident and clear. She's so proud of herself that everything she does, it reveals how proud of herself she is.
Okay.
So it's good that it feels like you, but there's a little bit of unknown territory I want you to tap into. Okay. Because what is it that's actually going to get you the transformation if you're just kind of visualizing yourself feeling like you? right? So we want to add a few things in there that don't feel like you yet. Things that you're excited to kind of potentially embody. Things that maybe you've never embodied before.
Well, being like having somebody come to my house, that's new.
So how would that make you feel?
Well, there's a safety in it and an excitement about it because I'm comfortable with that happening.
Go deeper. How does it make you feel that this person's come to your house and grabs you by the hand?
Well, that he wants to see me. So
what else?
Wants to spend time with me.
So you feel wanted?
And just like someone's making time for me.
Making an effort?
Yeah.
What else?
And I'm allowing that. That's probably what the best part is, that I'm accepting it and enjoying it and loving it.
So you're allowing yourself to receive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what would that do for you if you allowed yourself to receive?
I guess that would allow myself to trust.
So if I can receive from someone, then I can trust myself or the other person.
I can receive from someone. It would probably be a bit of both, but me first, I think.
Okay, so if I allow myself to receive, I can really trust myself that whatever happens in this life, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So that's how I want you to start thinking about things.
Okay.
All right. Why is this? Hey?
So going forward, just keep visualizing our vision.
Yeah, keep doing your vision, but I want you to add some things in there that you don't have yet. Like, how does she carry herself that's different to how you're carrying yourself now? Because if she's trusting and receiving and she's loving life and she's having someone come to her home, she's never had anyone come to her home before, how is that? How does that look? That confidence, that fulfillment, what does that trust do to her?
Okay.
Yeah, like I want you to look at it like you're watching a movie.
I can see it like that.
Yeah, good, right? So add those qualities, add those deeper qualities in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And go deeper. And all of you go deeper. Well, what is that going to do for me? Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to learn how to receive. And what's that going to do? Well, if I'm receiving, that means I'm going to have to be vulnerable in the presence of that man in order to receive. I'm going to have to surrender control. I'm going to have to fully become the feminine in order to let him lead, to let him come to my home, to take me by the hand, to guide me. Shit. So then what does that mean? I'm entering unknown territory. I've never done that before. Fuck, that's going to be uncomfortable. Right? So there may be this nervousness that comes with it. Right?
Okay.
So think about it like that.
My wall would go up.
Your wall would go up.
Yep.
So that's your work. What do I need to do in order to prevent my wall from going up? I have to change this belief that men are out to hurt me. I have to change this belief that guy's that guy's out screwing other women, or that guy's cheating on me, right? Because you've got these beliefs in you. That's why the wall goes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do I need to do to dissolve this wall? I don't want walls. Do you want walls in your relationship? Do you want him putting up walls?
No.
No. So you don't want to do it either, right? Because people will respond to the energy that you bring.
I know.
So if you're suspicious and judging,
always,
whether you want them to know it or not, they're going to feel it through telepathic communication, whether they're conscious or not.
What's the difference between a wall and putting out your boundaries?
You can feel I can feel I put the wall up.
So give me an example of your...
The wall's a defense mechanism.
Well, like Saturday night, I went to a nightclub and it was guys coming up and talking, and I was I put a wall up. Hey, don't come any further. What do you want? Why are you talking to me? You're only talking to me for one thing.
Mm.
That's how I felt.
You're only talking to me for one thing.
Yeah, which was true because it turns out the nightclub's a pickup place.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
is it? Or is that
Yeah.
how we think of it as?
Well, that's how it's been made to believe this place is.
All right. So let me ask you something then.
Maybe.
I'm not asking
No, I
for
didn't
permission.
go off with anyone.
No. Okay. So when you find yourself in that situation, right, you have such an amazing opportunity to dissolve this paradigm, this belief that you find yourself in. Okay. So when they come up to you and they start talking to you, you talk back to them. You flirt with them. You practice being the feminine who has never been tainted before. Hey. Right? And you flirt with them. You don't have to go
Anthea?
you don't have to go anywhere with them. You don't have to go home with them.
I think you need to come to the pizza shop in the kitchen. You should see the flirting over there. Mate, she's the goddess of flirting, this one. I've learned so many things off
Who
her.
are you talking about, me or Michelle?
I'm talking about you
Oh,
telling Michelle the pizza kitchen. You will learn so much. I'm not kidding.
you got to learn how to be
It's
fun.
fun. It's
Yeah?
fun.
Now, when you're in that and you're being playful and you're being fun and you're being flirty, you're learning how to be more feminine. Okay? It's got nothing to do about trusting, going home. We're just trying to dissolve that suspiciousness that you carry. Yeah? Because we've been conditioned, men only want one thing. And they're conditioned, women want your money, or women are ball breakers, or they want your babies, or whatever the hell they've been conditioned, right?
Yeah.
So in order for you to move on and have a healthy relationship, you're going to need to lose those filters. And you have to practice. It's not going to just magically appear. Some guy's going to walk up to you and you're like, oh my God, he's amazing. I surrender. And you're going to become the feminine like that. You have to practice so you can build your confidence. And even when you're really, really confident, there's still going to be moments where you drop into suspicion.
Oh, I always do.
Yeah. But what's going to happen? You're going to get better and better at it. Because when you follow this concept, I create my reality. I create how everyone shows up in my reality. How you perceive these people will be how they show up.
Okay.
So you're saying that everything that you think about shows up in your reality. And so how does the lesson come into place with things?
What do you mean, the lesson?
Well, you know how some people come into your life for a reason, for a season, or for a lifetime.
Yep.
And they teach you lessons about things. So
for me, like on Saturday night, right, this guy came up and started chatting to me. Turns out he's from East Keilor, where I used to live, And I thought, what do you want? Instant thing. He come over and just said hi, and I felt like in my head, what do you want?
why don't you turn around and change that to say, what do I want? Instead of what does he want?
Why did he talk to me?
Where did that come from?
Why did he talk? Why did he come direct to me?
Because you're hot, Michelle.
Oh, shut up.
Okay, so let's think about that. Why did he come direct to me?
Yeah, that's
Of
right.
all the places, of all the women.
That's exactly right.
He was a
There's
messy
heaps of chicks with their tits hanging out and skimpy clothes on them, but why did he come and talk to me?
Because
do you
you're the one
think?
that didn't have the skimpy clothes and the tits hanging out.
Why do you think he came straight to you?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, I'm not accepting that as an answer. Go
Because you're
deeper.
cute. Because you're cuddly.
Why do you think he came to you?
I was just dancing with my girlfriend. I don't know.
Oh, okay, hang on. So you're dancing with your girlfriend, having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two girls together dancing.
Would you
Maybe it
shut
triggers.
up, Marie?
All right.
So he's seen you dancing, having
Yeah.
a good time. Thank you, Marie. Carefree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's probably gone, forget about what is probably gone. People read energy. Okay. And you've
Yeah.
done so much work on yourself. Your energy's gotten so clean and good and positive that people are magnetically drawn to that. Okay. So
Mm.
what if he came over because you had good energy and he wanted to get to know you? And he wasn't being led by his dick. He was just being led by the energy.
Yeah, I know, but the thing was, as the conversation went on, he was being led by his dick.
Okay. So is that okay though? Why is that not okay? What if you turned him on? Why is that not okay? What if he saw you and he thought, wow, I'm really aroused. She looks delicious. What if that was the case?
Well, he sort of said something like that, but
Okay. So
then
do you,
because I put the wall up and went cold, he went away.
yeah, defense up and he's gone, ooh, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Right?
he did. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. Because I was very short and sharp.
Right.
I wasn't short and sharp. I was like not very conversationalist because I was
Yeah.
like in my head, what do you want?
Yeah.
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 So
So men, here's what you got to understand. We lead from our heart. Men lead from their dick. Okay. It's the way that it is. Now,
yeah.
if you really want to, if you can't accept that about men, right, then you're going to struggle to find someone who, unless you date a really feminine man. Okay. Unless you date a really feminine man. So I guess what I'm trying to say to you is if you can accept that that's where men lead from and we lead from our heart, and if we find a way to meet in the middle, right, then we can have something really beautiful with someone. So if you can accept that and remove that idea that they're sleazy, right, rather than that's just naturally who they are, then I think it might help you to begin to dissolve this this suspicious filter that you are seeing men through. Right? So imagine if you approached a guy who you thought seemed really had good energy and you walked up to him with an open heart and he shut you down. How would that make you feel?
I'd be like, well, stuff you, mate.
Right.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess I'm inviting you to practice flirting, to practice engaging with these men, even if they're coming at you for one thing. You can still be playful with that. Oh, I'm flattered, but I'm not. That's not my style. That would be wow. That would be really easy to do because you're so good looking, but I'm not that kind of girl. Yeah.
Jeez, I could not say that.
Why not?
It's not me to say that.
So what would you say?
I don't know what the hell I would say.
Right.
I'd say something silly.
Right. So I'm inviting you to try not to put those walls up anymore and find a way to communicate that is going to empower you. Yeah.
My girlfriend that was with me, like guys were coming up to her left, right, and centre, and she's just got something about her where she was just easy to just have this interaction with them, and they would just, in a nice way, just go away.
Is it judgment, Michelle?
But she could be flirty with them.
Yep.
Without no walls, nothing. I was just
Yeah,
like, she's so easy.
But is it judgment for you? Are you scared that you're going to be judged that you're easy, that you're,
No.
you spoke to a guy, that you're a hoe, if you get into bed with him?
I'm a what?
Hoe.
No.
Santa's coming up, Christmas is coming, ho, ho.
No, nothing like
Yeah.
that. No, I just
You know what I'm
my
saying?
past
Like,
experiences, Marie, that's all. I still got the conditioning that men are after one thing.
yeah, well, let's say they are, like Ant said. That's all it is. They're after one thing. All right,
Yeah.
why don't you just play with that. I mean, don't play with the thing. I'm saying play with that experience.
I know. I've just got to change.
Like, I swear to God, I saw Anthea flirt once and it was so much fun. I thought, I want to do that. And I do it now. I flirt regardless what they say.
Mm.
It is a lot of fun. It's like you're breaking a wall. And it doesn't
Yeah.
lead to, it
And
doesn't
you
need
gotta
to be anything.
No, and you got to practice doing it, right? You got to practice. So tell me what kind of man you would love to be with, Michelle.
A conscious man.
What else?
You're dreaming.
Everything. Fun loving, easy going, no drama, no hang ups. Man.
I fit that.
Do you want to be with a very masculine man?
Yeah, but not one that's like, "Whoa, butchy man."
What's a butchy man?
You know, like
Oh, what's up?
like a knocker Aussie man.
Are we talking like a
want someone
bodybuilder?
that-
Oh,
No,
Okay.
not one of them.
Like you mean an egotistic guy, like,
Yeah,
you know, I'm
like
the man, you're the woman, sit down.
no,
and shit.
I don't mean wounded masculinity. I mean like a masculine man, a man who's going to grab you and be like, I've got this, let's go. Like that
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
like
Yeah.
what Susan is talking about in her,
yeah.
you know. So what kind of a partner would this masculine man be with?
Yeah, she's making you think. Yeah, you're going to be dropping all your walls this Saturday.
Well, it's actually interesting because I'm going out tomorrow night with a guy from choir. He's asked me to go
Oh.
out.
Just
Everybody, every week I'm watching you doing something, and now you're sitting here scared to tell a guy that you're not interested or
Can you believe this?
No. I'm not interested in him. He's 42. God knows. No way.
We've had this conversation, yeah, about age. I said to her, put the age aside. Just
How
go
old
out and
are
have
you?
fun.
Hey,
How old are you?
me, I'm
Yeah,
54.
but thinks like a 70-year-old.
That's only 12 years. Are you kidding?
Only? No.
Yeah.
It's nothing. But hey, Michelle, what did I tell you? Know what I said to? Yeah, go Anthea.
you want a conscious man?
Hmm?
You're more likely to find a conscious man who's younger than you than older than you. Okay.
Go
Really?
have fun.
Yeah.
Why?
Because every generation that's born is more conscious than the one before. Okay. And all of the men from your generation or older have been heavily conditioned by the patriarchal society, right?
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's very hard to break out of that in your 50s and 60s.
Oh, yeah. You can see that. I could see that Saturday night. They're just,
And most men won't, right? So, I mean, obviously it's completely up to you who you decide to date,
mm,
but I wouldn't rule it out because this person may just have everything that you want and be a conscious man.
but I'm
Right.
not going with him to date him because we've already discussed things. He wants kids. I don't want kids.
Oh,
and
okay,
stuff.
cool. But all right, cool, fine. That's fine.
So I
then.
can play with this now.
You can
Like you're
use the
saying, I
experience to
can
help
flirt.
guide you.
So practice with him.
But I
Yeah.
don't want to give him the
Yeah.
wrong impression.
So,
What impression?
but
You've
you've already
already
told.
Though.
What? I don't get it. What do you mean by wrong impression?
Well, yeah, I've told him I don't want a relationship or anything, but
Why have you even opened up that topic? It's
because he
getting to-
asked me. He
Okay.
asked,
What did he ask you?
So he's
Say to him,
interested
I don't
in you?
know.
he asked me how, am I interested in having a relationship? Where am I at? Those kinds of things.
All right. So here's the thing with this guy, what you can practice doing is you can practice breaking down your own walls and beliefs through this guy, even though he's not interested. You're not going to be with him
Yeah.
romantically.
Yeah.
He's a great person to practice on.
Yep.
Okay. Great person to practice on.
Especially because you've already told him that you're not having kids and he wants them.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can, it's not going to lead him to believe something different because and if it does, just say, no, we've already talked about this, remember? And that's
Yeah.
when you're going to start practicing to flirt in a sense, because you're going to be using the experience.
Go,
Mm.
Suzanne.
Yeah. I've done that before, that's why.
Yeah. And sometimes the flirting happens because it's like you kind of make fun of each other. in friendships. You hang shit on each other in the friendships, right? So you're going to practice being more feminine with, if you can, if you're open to it.
Yeah.
Use this as it's a great opportunity for you to practice being more feminine. So when he's like, let me do that, you're like, okay, I got this. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Learn how to receive through him.
Mm.
But you can be very clear with your boundaries, you know?
Yeah, no, my boundaries have been very clear.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then continue to do that. So next time you're out, allow yourself to go to explore like the connections a little bit further. Don't shut them down.
Mm.
Right? But just by your assumptions. Right?
G'day,
Let
you're
me
only
tell you
after
something
one
about-
thing.
What's that?
Go away, you're only after one thing.
Yeah, let me tell you about the feminine, what the men, why men are attracted to the feminine energy so much, right? Men, it doesn't matter what you look like, if you're fat, tall, skinny, ugly, a big nose, if you're bald, it doesn't matter. Men are attracted to a woman who has an open heart. They will feel her before she enters a room. They crave it, they desire it, they're like looking for it. Because so many women are closed-hearted and in their masculine energy that when a woman walks in with an open heart, everyone wants to get to know her.
What's an open heart? Give me an example.
No walls.
My girlfriend that I was with on Saturday night, perfect example.
So it's
Yeah.
like
They
just
just-
being
They were just
playful and
coming
having
at her left,
fun.
right,
Yeah,
centre.
playful, having fun,
Mm.
smiling at everyone, is open.
That's
Isn't
her.
that
Her
like-
energy is open.
Isn't it
Mm.
like easy?
What?
Isn't that
Yeah.
easy? Isn't she
What's-
Charlotta, you know?
No, why is she easy? She's not fucking everyone in the room.
No, but she's implying.
No, she's not.
No,
Why?
that's
Yeah,
a
because
that's
she-
a fine line. I get that. I experience that all the time. It's like
I'm being
no,
an Arab, Anthea. This is my program.
Yeah, okay,
That's
so
what
you
I'm
know
asking.
what? Do you
So
know
she
what?
walks in, she's being playful, she's being easy, you know, she's,
That's
you know,
their
da, da, da.
that's their warped perception. I've had a guy
That's-
say to me,
Yeah.
I had some guy say to me, yeah, your looks are only going to get you so far. Casual sex are only going to get you so far. So his assumption was that I was having sex all the time with lots of different people.
And what did you respond to that?
I went, huh? That was it. I laughed because I'm like, wow, I wish I had that sex life. That sounds amazing. That was his warped perception. That was his assumption of me, right? Because I was open. That's how I am with men. I'm very open. Because I want to attract a masculine man who isn't defensive to my love. Right? So in order for me to attract what I want, I have to be that thing too.
So in order for me to attract an open, conscious man, I've got to be like that.
Yes.
Mm.
So I've got to drop the walls.
Yes. Because an open, conscious woman wouldn't be like, what do you want? You'd be like,
Oh.
hi, I'm Michelle. How are you? Where are you
Jeez,
from?
if
What
they
do
all
you
want to
do?"
have sex with you, Michelle, you're
Right.
one hottie when you go out on Saturday night.
No.
Why don't you look at that part? They're all after me because I'm just sex on the
No, they
limits.
weren't. They all went for my girlfriend. They left me alone, thank God.
Yeah, because you had a wall up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're all learning and growing through this, right?
Yeah.
And it is hard. It's really hard to dissolve that suspicion.
It is when I've been burnt so many times.
Mm.
And the other thing too is listening to other people. So let's say you're talking to someone and you only hear from them. Sometimes you hear from them all the time, and then other times you don't hear from them for a few days, and you tell your girlfriend, and your girlfriend's like, well, if he's not talking to you, he's talking to somebody else. What do you mean he didn't message you back? What do you mean he hasn't answered you? Get rid of him? He's a liar. He's a cheater. That's her warped perceptions. Right? So it's really important not to involve people in your process, because people throw at you from their own experiences, their own warped perceptions.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's funny you say that, because another chick I speak to, she was exactly like that. She used to say to me, I told you Steve would be like that. He'll fuck you over. Da, 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 da.
And it's probably
Yeah.
from her telling you that do you know what I mean?
Mm.
What'd you say, Susan, that she created it?
That she potentially created it because she was given a
Mm.
perspective. So she used it without the experience.
So why it's good to stay home and close the door? Meet
she'll
that
say to me,
guy.
Because she says to me, love, don't let anyone in your house. Don't let any men in. Come in and stay with you and take your house away from you.
Yeah, see how fear-based that is?
Yeah,
Are you still friends with
and
her?
that's just what she's like. Yeah.
You're still friends with her?
No, I talk to her. She's another friend, but not like this other one I went with on Saturday night.
You got a lot
Yeah.
of friends, Michelle.
No, I haven't.
So does that help?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's fear-based. The other one's not. Yeah.
So
Mm.
so be really careful of these people who instill this fear in you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't listen to half the stuff she says because I'll do what I want to do.
Yep.
Because that's my trigger. Don't tell me what to do. I'll do what I want to do for
Good.
me.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah. But thank you.
You're welcome. It's a
I'll
tough
just go
one.
and flirt. I'll just go and flirt tomorrow night.
Well, because
Maybe-
it requires vulnerability to flirt, right?
If you're not going to flirt with him, I'll flirt with him. Send him over.
When men who you're really attracted to make eye contact with you, you're like, you know, like it can be a bit overwhelming at times,
Mm.
right? That's why I want you to
Doesn't
start
it?
practicing.
Doesn't that make you feel good when men
Of
approach
course.
you, like Michelle?
Oh, Michelle, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Anthea, yeah, I know.
I love
know.
it.
I know you do.
Yeah, it was good, Marie. The guy on
Yeah.
Saturday night was good, but I knew
Yeah.
one, he was blind, right? He was pissed as a fart. And two, my instant thing was, what do you want? Because you're blind, you know. Come and talk to me when you're not blind. It's a whole different perspective. Like it was only like 3 o'clock in the morning, but hey.
So don't blame him, man. Like,
So yeah.
Can I just say something?
Mm.
Maybe the fact that he was blind gave him the courage to come and speak to you,
just about to say that.
Mm.
right? Because maybe he's super shy, super anxious. He's got who knows? He's got social anxiety. We don't know.
Was he slurring when he spoke to you? Like, hello?
No, he was very funny and outgoing.
There you go. Did you
Yeah.
get his number?
God, no. He
Oh,
was talking
shit.
to every Tom, Dick and Harry. He was talking to all the chicks.
I mean, you're talking to all the vaginas.
Yeah, anyway.
You'd love to go out with me. I'd be a classic out in these clubs.
I could just hear you. Yeah, anyway.
So, losing judgments, opening ourselves up more, not
Yep.
shutting things down before we actually
Jumping to conclusions.
not jumping to conclusions, right? These are all our warped perceptions that we've been conditioned with.
Yeah.
Okay, Katya's, I'm going to let you, I can't read this out loud because I'm going to start coughing, Michelle, but I'll let you have a read of what Katya's written in the comments as well, because I think their message is for you.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions? Marie?
I think with this observer course, it's like what I've taken away from it is listen to the music that you've given us and create the life that you want, and just keep adding to it and doing it every day, every day, every day. That's what I've taken from this course. And when things happen in front of me, I've become the observer. I've stepped away and just become neutral. So, yeah, I need a lot of therapy, Anthea. So, it's knowing what you want, I think, is the struggle for me. Is knowing what do you want. Like,
So you don't know what you want, is that what you're saying?
yeah, pretty much I don't. And I know there's walls that need to be dissolved, like fear, anxiety, failure of failing, failure of success. Yeah, I know they're there. I'm very aware of it. But I'm slowly chipping away at them.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you don't know what you want,
yeah,
just bring it back to how can I love and accept myself more today?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And notice what's standing in the way of that.
mm,
Yeah. And just remember that anything that comes in and triggers you or makes you defensive, like what we we're just talking about with Michelle,
mm.
is teaching you something.
So let's say fear is teaching me something.
Yeah, well, you go, well, what am I actually scared about right now?
Yeah.
Did you have something that created fear recently?
So with me, and if I've got nothing on, I'm home the whole time. If I'm not dealing with people or dealing with anything, I don't have problems. The minute I step out that front door, things start to appear and start to happen. And that's what I've noticed. If I'm here, I don't have issues. I don't get bothered. Nothing triggers me. I think what happens is I get too much into my head and
When
I hit
you're
a
out
wall.
there?
No, when I'm in here, I get too much into my head and I hit a slump. So then I'm dealing with my own demons. But when I'm out there with people, that's when the problems start to appear.
Okay.
So just see that like it's two different worlds. When I'm at home and I'm not dealing with anyone, I'm dealing with the demons in my head. But then when I step out of the door and I have to work with people or I have to communicate with people, then things start to appear for me. Then the triggers start to appear.
So when do you feel peace?
When I'm being a clown and
Yep.
I'm joking around and I'm flirting and I'm having fun, my vibe picks up. Like, what do you think I do the job on Friday and Saturday? It's the group
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah, it's
Like,
a good vibe.
why would anyone want to go down and do Ubering from 10 till 5, 6 in the morning? Like you tell me. I've asked many people and they say, why the fuck would you want to do that? But it's just a group of people there. It's
Company.
fun. It's company, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of joking and mucking around. There are serious conversations here and there, but it's fun and I'm in my element, like, you know, having conversation and talking, and then I just go home but it's not a job for life, like it's just the company is good.
Hmm.
That's what drags me down there every Friday and
Okay.
Saturday.
So how can you be more of a joker when you're at home by yourself? How can you bring that into the time when you're alone?
Yeah, that's a very good question. It's a very good question. How can I bring that when I'm home alone? I'm too serious with myself. When I'm alone, I'm very serious. Very serious. And then the demons start to creep in and then it's complete head fuck.
So that's what you got to try and change.
Mm,
Because that time alone at home,
mm,
we want to make that bliss.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Happy, relaxing, peaceful, calm.
Mm. Not so stressful, like
No.
I feel like there's a gun at my head going, come on, make a decision, come on, do something, get yourself a job, you've got to buy a house, There's always that thing lingering in the back of my head. And then I sit back and think, well, look where Anthea's at. Like, just take it day by day. You're in the right, what would Anthea say? You're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing now. Focus on you and your family.
Mm.
And so I bring it back to that. And I found taking out, like, when I get into that state where the demons are, I just deep breathe, like really deep breathe, and just let it go. And I've been trying to get on top of it. So it's the programming, obviously, but I've just got to break through it. I know what it is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Mm.
I've really soured the evening, haven't I now?
No, not at
How
all.
depressing was that? Mind you, Suzanne, 2 months ago, I hit the slump of my life. Drop the kids off at school, come back and sleep for 2 weeks and a half. I was that
Wow.
I had a slump. Yeah, I had a slump. And Aunt said to me, just focus on yourself and your kids. Just be a mum.
Mm.
And I did. And I got out of it. Mm.
Sometimes you've got to do that. Rest is not a reward.
Mm.
Yeah.
It isn't. No, it isn't at all. Sometimes you've just got to catch your breath. And
Yep.
I
And
pretty much just sat back. Yeah.
yeah. And something I'll invite you all to do too, if you do, things get heavy and like you, Suzanne, and you're like, well, you know, when am I going to have, when's the next thing coming? Or, right, is I invite you to do a bit of a gratitude rampage. Okay. So a quick gratitude rampage can help you kind of move out of a bit of stagnation if you're feeling like that, right? If you're feeling stagnant, right? If you're feeling like you're focusing on all the negatives in your life, or you feel like you're being really hard on yourself, right? Or Katia, you're, dealing with your children who are just showing you no love and respect at the moment, right? So, and Michelle. So what you can do is a bit of a gratitude rampage and just be here, like right here where you are right now. And this is what I do. And I'm like, I was away for 6 days and I didn't get to drink this water. And my God, I felt it, right? I've been drinking this water since 2018, first time without it. And I felt deprived, right? So when I came back, I was like, oh my God, I love you so much. And my bed, like when I get into my bed, I'm like, oh, I just am so grateful for this bed, the warmth and the comfort. But even when I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm grateful for my ability to smile, because I once didn't have that. Okay. And I'm grateful for this home. Now, I don't own this home, Marie. Right. And one day, yes, I would like to own a home, but I don't even think about that. I'm just grateful for this one. Okay.
Oh, so when you're talking about the observer and assumptions and manifestation, do you manifest having your own place? And
No,
you don't?
no. Because
So
I
what do
know
you,
I don't even focus on that. I don't manifest. I'm not trying to manifest a man or a new house or anything like that,
so what are you
because I
manifesting?
know that stuff's going to come. Yeah.
So what are you manifesting? So if
I'm
you're
not
teaching us this
consciously
course
focusing on manifesting anything
right
other than
now,
being the observer.
Mm.
That's all I am focusing on being. Yeah.
I don't get it. Like we did the meditation with you and we did the music.
Yeah.
Isn't that manifestation?
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's, because you want something to focus on.
Mm.
Okay. Because if you're focusing on the past or you're focusing on your current reality, you want to have a little bit of time out of your day where you're not focusing on that stuff.
Like you're dreaming.
You're daydreaming. You're focusing on the future. Okay.
All
Because
right.
I want to push you up that way. I'm
All right.
trying to push you that way.
Yeah, to
And
get out of
pull
your
you
head.
out of the past and the beating
Yeah.
the shit out of yourself and all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why you do the visualizations. It's almost like I want you to believe that you can be that woman.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, sometimes I'll do I've got a few recordings on my phone that I've done for myself, but for the most part, I'm not really interested in manifesting a man right now. I'm not really interested in manifesting a new home, because
What
I'm
are you? So
happy where I am.
You're happy where you are. And and what's the difference between manifesting and being the observer?
Well, being the observer is I'm right here, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just living my life unaffected by anything external from me. I'm allowing everything to unfold before me. Okay. So I'm at peace being the observer right here. And it's not all like that. Like my kids piss me off sometimes. And, sometimes I don't know, I might get frustrated with something, or like at the moment I don't feel very good. So it's not very comfortable. right? But I'm still just trying to be the observer and move through it.
So being in the present moment.
Yeah. There's no other place I'd rather be.
And you're most of the time content being where you are. So you
Yeah.
don't really need to focus on, you're already that person of who you want to be. You don't need to manifest.
Well, I'm just allowing the person who I am right now.
Mm.
Okay. And I'm not saying that I'm where I want to be,
Mm.
but I'm also not, there isn't this burning desire to focus on that right now. Does that make
Mm.
sense to everyone? So I'm quite at peace with where I'm at right now, even though this isn't where I want to be. I want to be in a home on the beach, overlooking the ocean at night time.
Hey, that's my dream.
Yeah. Waking up next to my lover.
Can I have a
With an
room?
Delicious. You didn't say delicious.
with a delicious lover with an abundance of money and a more delicious body than what I have now and all of that kind of stuff. But right now, that's not my focus.
Interesting.
Mm.
I think
So-
we all home by the ocean, overlooking the beach by the sound.
So when we manifest, that makes us feel good. That
Mm.
lifts our vibe
Yes.
in the present moment.
Yes. And you know what it does? It stops the momentum of you thinking about this shit and beating yourself up and
That's
right.
right.
Yeah. The daydream
Gotcha.
is really important.
Gotcha.
Some people call it escapism,
Mm.
but what it does is it raises your vibration, it pulls the future in. And that's why some of you have had these positive experiences where you're like, oh, that stranger noticed me, or that man smiled at me, or I got asked out on a date, or someone left some flowers in my letterbox, or whatever it is, because you're raising your vibe. Okay.
Oh my God. All right.
Now,
Marie.
every time
What's
I
wrong?
run a program, though, I go through a transformation like you guys. Just happens a little bit before. Yeah. And it's chaos. Like, I mean, my ex is coming at me, the bills are coming at me, the kids are going crazy, there's issues over here and dramas over there, right? It's like, and I'm just like, oh, okay, it's begun.
How do you deal
Yeah.
with that?
I just deal with it the best I can, as calmly as I can. Because I know when that happens, I
Yeah.
know I asked for it. Now I'm being tested.
Did you ask for it, or is this just a lesson that you're going to learn?
Well, I've decided I want to change,
Yeah.
right? Which means everything around me has to change. These people who I live with have to adjust to my transformation. They're like, oh no, mum is disappearing. She's changing again. I'm not going to be able to manipulate her like I did before. Damn it. I'm going to react to that. Right? So as I become more empowered and evolved, the people in my life, my environment, the things around me have to adjust. Because it's
So they get
uncomfortable for
triggered.
them too. Yeah, they get triggered.
Triggered.
Right? And so sometimes, like when your ex or your friend or whatever, they hit you, they throw a dagger at you, you got to be like, yes, that's my message that I'm changing. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Michelle threw a dagger early in the session. She said you get triggered still. That was brutal.
So do you think that the response is a positive thing, even if when you're being challenged, because it's showing that they're seeing that you've changed?
Yes.
Mm.
So I go, ooh, even if I do get triggered by it and I calm down pretty quickly these days, I'm like, oh, I wonder what's happening now. I get excited by that.
Because I've got a situation which is exactly that coming up, but mine is in fear.
You're in fear about it?
Because I'm catching up with my girlfriends in the next couple of weekends. And I literally was saying this today, universe, is there going to be any fights?
Oh,
Am I going to be safe?
oh,
Because I'm different. I know I'm not in the great space at the moment. They're going to be asking what I've been up to, and I don't really have anything to share. And, I don't really want to go into, it's been really rough and because we're all like, detailed kind of chicks and we talk about everything.
oh.
And we're like, look, I don't even know how to explain how I feel, but I just don't feel like me, and I'm transforming into this, and it's all great, but whatever. So I'm kind of like, I don't want to be challenged. I don't want to have an argument. I just want to cruise in and just cruise out because
Yeah. So could you just talk about what you want to talk about?
yeah, I can. But I don't really have any news as such. Like,
Okay.
they're going to be looking to me, go, what have you been up to? What have you been doing? And then I might get criticized for working too much and for, I don't know, whatever else. And it's kind of like, well, I don't know.
Okay. Does that upset you when you get criticized for working too much?
Yeah, it annoys the fuck out of me. It's
Right.
kind of like,
Why?
you have husbands
Why?
and kids and whatever. I'm okay. I've got 4 jobs. Well, I'm trying to support what I want in my lifestyle, but then there's no playtime, and it's kind of like, I want to be able to come over and see you and just call over, but you're never home. And I'm like, I've been home on Sundays all year. Like, call me up. Like, doesn't matter whether I work or don't work. You haven't popped over when I've been here or not
Right.
been here, or call me to make plans. And I'll make plans and I won't work that day. Like, I'm like,
So I
working
think,
on everything. I
yeah,
love
yeah.
you. Of course, I won't
Yeah.
work if you want to do something, but don't put on me that I'm too busy.
That's
and you,
right.
So it's kind of like, I don't want to
Yes.
get into that kind of conversation.
So, because look, I had some friends I used to work just weekends, right? When I had Sophie at home, before she went to kinder. And so I would work on the weekends when they were with their dads. And I've had friends say to me, when are you going to take a weekend off to come see me? And I'm like, when are you going to take a weekday off to come see me? And that shut them up, right? Because in my spare time, I want to work.
Yeah.
I want to support my family. I want to work. I want to grow my business. I don't want to see you. It's not that I don't want to see you, but I've got other shit to do.
Yeah.
Right. So, but if that triggers you, they're going to continue to show up like that until you figure out what the trigger's about. Right.
Well, I think the trigger is about that for both sides, because I know that I'm pissing them off too. And that's why I think this is going to go in the reverse, is because we miss each other. We love each other. We're all really great mates. We don't hang out the same way anymore.
Is that okay though?
That we don't, or that we miss each other?
That you don't?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's not the same. Our relationships aren't the same. Like, we've grown in different ways. They've got husbands and kids, and it changes. And I've lived a different kind of lifestyle, and we're holding on to, we've known each other since we're 15. So it's still there. But I just want to enjoy it without going into too much deep stuff. And I know that it's going to be a big catch up. And I know that I'm different, and I know that they know that things have changed. One, I don't think they know how to handle it. And two, sometimes I think that they think that, not that I'm doing better than them or anything, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just all messed up.
So when people say things, all right, here's what I want you to do. When people say things about your work, you work too much, go, I love working. I just love it. I just love it. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you don't want to get into a fight, even if it triggers you, don't entertain it. I do love working. You know me. I've always been like this. I've always had 4 jobs. How's your work going? Then put it back onto them. Oh, yeah, you're still in the same role? Oh, okay, right? So you put it back onto them, Suzanne, and you start asking them more questions. What have you been up to? I've been working. Other than that, not much. I work with a great bunch of people. Keep it really positive, I think, for you.
Yeah.
Don't go into, I don't know how I feel and I don't know what to tell you, right? Just focus on how good you've been and leave everything else out.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Just lay
Make it
low.
all about them, because you know what? Everyone loves to talk about themselves. So let them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I know that they'll be like, oh, you've been really quiet. What's happening with you? Nothing. I'm good.
Tell
Why do
them
you
how
keep saying you're different? Like you've said it many times tonight, like I'm different. So what's normal or what's the same or?
No, I've just got different groups of friends. So I've got like us who do a lot of personal development and they don't. I've got others that, you know, that are into different programs for health and well-being. So there's that group, and there's like an old school group of friends that, you know, we go out and we get together and talk about everything and we drink and all these sorts of things. But, you know, I'm working a lot now, so I'm not really drinking as much. And my lifestyle's a little bit different because I'm a bit more active than them. You know, I'll go for a hike.
That's that group, yeah.
Yeah, it's just that it's just all different lifestyles sort of thing. So I'll say, they'll say, what have you been doing for the last month? I'll say, I've done this cleanse. Oh yeah, okay, boring.
Oh.
Do you really want to be around people like that? No?
Well, I get this from everywhere. It's not just my friends. They're like, you know, even they said, what'd you do on the weekend? I said, oh no, I did this course and blah, blah, blah. So I'm not really eating this way. I'm not really drinking. Oh, that's not much fun, is it? Well, you know.
You could be like, yeah, but do you know how amazing I feel from it?
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because someone said to me once, oh, celery juice, that's disgusting. And I go, maybe to you, but I actually love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And what my girlfriend actually, like, we've had lots of, as I said, we're quite open. They've said, you know, they see me as somebody that's achieving all these things in regards to health and stuff. And it's like, we could never do it.
Yeah.
And you're doing it.
So they look up to you.
And they see it as like, oh gosh, she's doing something else that's great that we can't do.
It must be intimidating for them.
I think so.
That's why they attack you. Boring.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I was like, oh man, like, okay, I won't have to share it anymore. And then if we make plans, it's kind of like, now it's like, oh, we're thinking about doing something. Are you on one of your cleanses again? Like, oh God. No, not this week.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, one of those.
Do you back yourself?
I probably not at the moment. I'm lacking a lot of confidence at the moment.
Okay, because they're going to reflect that back to you. So when you back yourself and you're like, I work weekends, that's what I do, right? People, and you really back yourself and you're really confident, like that was my lesson to learn. And you're not judging yourself about what you're doing, then they stop reflecting it back to you.
They back off.
Yeah.
They back off because your energy's strong. And like, I'm not bloody saying anything about her cleanses because she looks amazing.
You're confident in your own skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm not at the moment. So that's why my vision is to come back to myself in a new updated way, if you like, because I'm missing that connection.
Yeah.
You know, every time I look in the mirror, I see a different person. It's like, oh geez, you look familiar today. Oh no, you don't today. Like, it's just this back and forth.
Yeah.
So that's why I was curious to say, when you see that when someone responds back that you're different, I see it in a fear way because I'm not backing myself at the moment. I don't have enough.
Like I see, I don't fit in. Like I'm odd. I say weird things, and there's a lot of things I don't know. Like, and my friends actually made it very clear to me on the weekend that they actually love that about me. That I say things that don't make any sense. Like, I always say to Sylvia, I'll give you the thumbs up. And she'll say to me, it's the heads up. I go, yeah, that's right. Like I say things that just don't make sense. And they said to me, that's what we love about you, is because it's like you're not from this world, but you are from this world.
Yeah, I
Mm.
agree. Yeah.
And it's like you've been living in this country for 45 years, but you haven't, which
Yep.
is like, they'll say to me, have you been to a rave party? And I'll be, oh, what's that? And they'll go, what the fuck? You don't know what a rave party is? I'll be like, no, what is that like? And I didn't know what it was. And I go, why are you all so surprised? Like, yeah, I don't feel different. I just sometimes feel I don't fit in. And I'm always asking, what do you mean by that? Or da da da. It's like I've been locked up for 40 years, like Rapunzel without the hair though. And yeah. So, but you know, you, Suzanne, look, from what I see, you're fine, girlfriend.
You're fun. You've got like this fun
Yeah.
energy, like it's magnetic. Like I want to be around you more. Do you know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
warm and lovely and
And that's probably one of
Bouncy.
my favorite things. And I think
You're like a ball.
yeah, and I love that. And I think it's just not at the level that I know it can be. And that's where I'm like, is it coming back? Like, can I
It
add
will.
to it?
It
How can I
will.
add to it?
But so you just have to accept that this is where you're at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather than
Um,
thinking, oh, I should be higher, I should be more fun, or I should be, just accept yourself as this is where, if you can accept this is where I'm at right now, right? It transforms. Because
Yeah.
you can't want something and have it at the same time. So I want to feel better, but in me wanting to feel better, I can't actually, I'm pushing it away.
Mm.
So if I can release it, right, that want what I want, then I can have it.
Yeah.
So if
Well,
you
I
want
must
to
be
feel
getting
better,
close because I'm getting pretty shitty about it. So I not
Yeah.
feel like I'm really starting to annoy myself. So it's like I must be annoying other people. I'm really starting to shit myself. It must be happening soon because I've had enough.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
What do you mean by that, Anthea?
yeah,
If
What
you want,
about-
if you want,
Okay. So
for
all
me,
right.
like my kids, so I want my kids in my
Yeah.
life.
yeah, that's a need.
Yeah.
So what do I got to do?
You got to let go
You've
of
got
it.
to be okay with not having it.
Oh, well, I
Because
am.
that's a sense of lack, right?
So
That's
when
a
I
sense of
really
lack.
want something, like I really want to connect with them, I'm creating this energetic force that actually pushes them away, it repels them, because I'm going, I don't have it and I want it. I need it. I want it.
It's lack.
I'm like hungry for it. Okay. So it pushes them away. So in order for you to get that, like to get what it is you want, you've got to release that lack, that wanting of it. You got to dissolve that energy that's pushing it away. You know, like with two magnets, when you turn them, it's like that.
They
So
repel.
if I, in simpler terms, I want a blue pen. Okay, I want this blue pen.
Mm.
I can't want it and have it at the same time. It's either one or the other.
yeah, and you have it. Yeah.
I want it or I have it. So now I have it, I don't want it anymore.
So are you saying that Michelle needs to think that she has her kids?
No, she needs to release that hunger for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go
So
about my
wouldn't that-
life.
wouldn't
It's
that-
really, really hard, right? It's really
Wouldn't that
hard
be
to
that
do.
she doesn't give a shit? Like if she releases that hunger for it?
Well, no, it's more about making peace with where you're at right now.
Oh,
So for
okay.
example, even though I want the house,
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here thinking about how I want it. I'm just being happy and grateful in the house that I have.
That's right, because you're not meant to worry about the how.
Yeah. And I don't even want to think about my future house. I want to be free of wanting, needing anything, even
So
desiring
how does
anything.
ambition come in?
What do you mean?
Like, don't we all have ambition? Like, I'd like that big house near the beach. I'd like, that sort, those materialistic things. Isn't that ambition? Like, if you have that ambition you want, here we go back to the want. Won't you go out and get it? Like,
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
you
guess
need to
so.
work hard for it? Like, wouldn't you need to not work hard for it? Wouldn't you need to go, get yourself a job and make some money to get to what you want. Like,
Yeah, I guess that's part of the equation.
But you can't let it consume you, Marie.
Yeah.
take
You
over
can't
my
go-
life.
Don't
Yeah,
let it
yeah,
every day go, I want.
Yeah.
got it.
So for
So
me
there
with the
has to be-
kids,
Yeah,
I can't sit every day, wake up and go, oh God, I wish the kids were here.
Yeah, or being affected in a negative way by not speaking to them. So if Michelle's in constant states of depression because she's not speaking to her kids,
yeah.
yeah, that's a low vibe, which is going to
yeah,
go
that's
down.
what we
which
want to
is
try
gonna
and break, right?
Yeah.
So if you're
Right.
if you're constantly focusing on something negative or what
Yeah.
you don't have, you create more of that.
Yeah.
You create more lack. Right? So Kati's saying, I'm struggling so much with the kids because I want them too much. Right.
Same as-
So
yeah.
in order, right. And sorry, I do have a lolly in my mouth. Because you're wanting them so much and you're focusing on not having them, you're often neglecting yourself. Okay. Now, when you're putting other people before you, you're disrespecting yourself. You're saying, I'm not important enough. So if you want your kids to respect you, or if you want your kids to show you that they want you or that they want to be near you or anything like that, you have to put yourself first.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to keep doing that. And then what the other thing you have to do is dissolve the judgments you have about them.
Yeah. So they're not consuming me every day. I'm going about doing my things. I'm not stopping in my tracks for them.
Yeah.
They're in my mind, yes,
Yeah.
but I'm not being consumed.
Yeah.
Sitting here going, oh, I wish they were here.
Yeah. So as long as
I'm
you're
not
not going,
doing-
oh, why aren't they calling me? They must hate me, or I
No.
must have done it, or they might. And it's interesting because I've got two men that I work with too who also do not see their kids. And one of them's really judgmental of his son who's 18, and he's like, he pisses me off. And I go, okay, because he won't answer his phone calls. Right?
Maybe I need to have a chat with him.
Maybe you do. He won't answer his phone calls. And he's really judgmental of him. Right? And I go, your judgments are actually a repellent that are keeping him away. Because people telepathically communicate.
Yep.
You know, when you walk into a room and you see someone and they just got this look on their face,
Yeah.
and
You
you're
go,
like, oh, I'm going to stay away from them.
Yeah.
They
what
look
the fuck
so
are you staring
judgy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can feel it
Yeah.
before
You
we
can.
see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
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 You know, I'm not, although I'm saying that today, I had a conversation in the car with myself about my daughter, so that didn't help.
It's really hard to dissolve the judgments because especially when you're hurt.
Mm.
But that's what I'll invite you to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try
Because-
very hard.
Yeah. And this is what
At
I've
least
said to
once a
this-
week I'll have a conversation and I'll be paying out on them in my head, but it's not
Okay.
every day.
Okay. Well, that's good, right? Just keep
Yeah.
working on dissolving that altogether.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Um, Not easy. No,
No.
definitely not. I can't even imagine. I don't
Mm.
see them for 2 days and I'm like, oh my God, I missed you so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So,
So my son's been 18 months now
wow.
and he lives 10 minutes away.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yep. All right,
Challenge.
guys, we will leave it there for tonight. Let me know if you have any questions. So let me just answer Katya's question, resolve the judgments around them. So Katya, when you said that, when you think about your eldest two children and how the horrible things they say to you, what judgments are you creating about them? Like, are you thinking that they're mean? Are you thinking that kind of thing? So however it is that you're judging them because of their behavior, that's what you need to dissolve.
I do think they are extremely mean and disrespectful and out
Right.
of the place. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah. So you think they're extremely mean and disrespectful. So I want you to try and dissolve that and see them through the eyes of love. Okay, because if you continue to see them as mean and disrespectful, that's how they'll continue to show up, and it'll get worse. So as you pull away and you start respecting yourself more by not putting yourself in their presence when they're being mean to you, right? It creates this opportunity for transformation. Does that make sense?
It does, yes.
So if you keep walking back into that, if you keep going back into that and being loving and taking care of them and cooking dinner while they're yelling at you and telling you they hate you, you're disrespecting yourself, right? And so what's really important is that you have those boundaries and you stick to those boundaries.
Do you mean don't cook them dinner and don't listen to them when they do that?
Well, I would not be going back there to cook them dinner if they're being really horrible to me. I would be like, you know what, your words are really hurting me, and so I'm going to go, and I'm not going to come back until I feel better, because actually I need to recover from this. This has been traumatic for me. Yeah. Because if you
Instead of
keep going back, you're saying, you know what, doesn't matter how you treat me.
That's okay.
I'm a doormat. I'm the mum. I should cook and clean for you regardless of how you treat me. Right? Not only are you disrespecting yourself and teaching them that their behavior is okay, right? Which is really difficult, Katya. What I'm suggesting, I know, is really difficult, but you're also teaching them to accept that kind of behavior when they grow up too. Okay.
Yes. But what if they actually won't need me, or if they make it clear that they don't need me? Okay, mom, you left, then don't come back. We have dad, we have his girlfriend, we've got money, we've got everything we need.
So
We don't need
Katya,
you.
let me tell you
What?
something. People who behave like that, children who behave like that, are not happy. They're in pain.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, they are.
They're in pain.
How do you know?
Because people who behave with anger and hate, it always comes from deep pain. Happy people don't go around telling other people that they hate them.
Yes.
Okay? Kids do not have the tools to say, Mum, I'm really sad about this, this, and this. Or, Mum, it makes me feel like you don't love me when you leave, or whatever it is that's going on inside of their head and their heart, right? We don't know because they don't tell us.
Can we initiate a conversation?
You can dig.
Yeah,
you can dig and try to find. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to tell you.
Kathy, have you tried digging with them?
You know what I
tried
asked?
to
Yeah, go, Katya.
with my big daughter. I tried to do it with my big daughter until she said it. She almost shouted out in my face. I mean, she wasn't shouting, but she was raising her voice, saying, all her family is dysfunctional and her friends are now family. And I was thinking, are you functional or dysfunctional? You're shouting, you're yelling, you're rude to your siblings. But I didn't say it. I was just thinking that to myself.
Where's she getting that behavior from? Like that yelling and the screaming, and where's that all coming from?
Well, she's 14 and she picks up lots of stuff from her peers and social media. And I think I shout a lot when I get pissed off, and I am loud. I lose it sometimes with my mom. I lose it with my ex. And I lose it with children. I don't lose it with my friends or work colleagues or college people. But unfortunately, my mom, my ex, and my kids trigger me big time.
Do you know what Anthea said to me a couple of months ago? She said something, your children are a reflection of who you are. So I went and asked my kids the question. I said to them, when you see mum upset, how do you feel? And they said they get really bothered, and then they start to fight amongst each other because they're trying to make me happy. And since I saw that, I changed my behavior, and that changed. So I don't know if you talk to your 14-year-old or have you I tend to talk a fair bit to my kids. I've got a nearly 16-year-old, a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. And I'm constantly asking him, how are you feeling today? My son got triggered in the car today. I said to him, what makes you so angry? Why are you so angry about my brother-in-law? Is it because you feel left out, that he treats your niece, our nieces and nephews different to us? Like, what is it like? Like, I don't know, I talk a lot to them. And yeah, I've calmed down on the yelling, and so they have too. I don't know, it's just something I've been trying, Anthea told me to give a crack, and it actually
Yeah.
works.
So Katya, what I would do is really try to get to know your kids in a different way. So I said to my daughter today, my eldest daughter, I said, what can I do to make you feel that I love you, more loved? What can I do to make you feel more loved? And she goes, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, we'll have a think about it and let me know, because I'm going to ask you again. Right? Because yesterday she was complaining that no one loves her. Right? So today I'm not going to sit there and say, I love you. Right? I'm not going to, if she feels like that, she feels like that for a reason. So I want to invest, I want to get to know her. I want to find out what it is that makes her feel more loved, so that I can make her feel more loved, rather than trying to convince her that I love her in my way. I want to find out what she needs. Right? What can I do to help you right now? How can I help you release that anger?
Have you told them how you feel?
They didn't really care.
Have
I'm
you?
thinking, if it's a reflection of me, then what am I? A crazy, violent, aggressive, mean,
No,
disrespectful
No,
person?
no, you're
no.
hurt, Katya. If we think about your inner child, yeah, and how you were raised, and how much you tolerated, right? So they're reflecting back to you your unresolved issues from that age, from the age they are, 14, 10, I think you said 7, right?
Oh yes.
Okay. And if you're
Yeah.
disrespecting yourself, just like when I'm giving my attention, say, to a man who isn't respecting me, they'll reflect it back to me by being disrespectful to me. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks for that. Thank you for that lesson. I'm giving my power away to this man. I'm going to pull that right in. And then they change. Now, Sophie has reflected the abandonment wounds that I had when I was little. And as I've recognized that, and I've gone in, I've started healing my 6-year-old, then she doesn't reflect that back to me anymore. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
She stopped.
She
When
stopped
you sorted out your issue, she stopped
Yes.
reflecting.
Yes, Katya, because
Oh,
there are
wow.
mirrors.
They're mirrors to us.
They're the most powerful mirrors we have.
Mm.
So that's why I said to you yesterday, if you're beating the shit out of yourself, if you're telling yourself you're not good enough, if you're judging yourself, so your kids are going to reflect that back to you too.
They're going to give you grief.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So
Once
as you,
again, thank you.
so I want you to change the internal dialogue, right? And if you can, and I know this is going to be difficult to do, show up open-hearted with your children, not defensive, because remember, when you show up defensive, which rightly so you've had to because they've hurt you, they're going to be attacking and they're going to be defensive too. So now what I need you to do is I need you to show up softer so they can be softer too.
Be soft on yourself.
Yeah, be soft on yourself.
I have got one more question. Would you advise me to first contact my ex and ask him if he needs me? When shall I come? When would you like me to come? Or shall I just wait until he makes the first step, until he and the kids contact me? What's what would be the best option.
What do you feel now? Do you want to see them?
I feel
Sorry,
that
Anne.
if I leave it to him, then he will contact me in December, possibly,
Well, you don't know that.
if ever.
Well, are you ready are you ready to contact? Are you ready to speak to them, or do you still need time out? Are you in the right frame of mind? I'd be focusing on healing yourself at the moment. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to step back and just take care of yourself and get
But I do
yourself in
miss
that.
them. I miss them. I really miss them.
Do you miss yourself, Katya? Do you miss how you were once happy and joyful and so forth?
Gosh, I remember the time before I had kids. My goodness, what kind of carefree girl I was.
All right, then get back to
Wow.
that and then call them, because I think that's the mother they want to see. I ask my kids are a little bit older. I ask them, that's what they want to see. They want to see a playful parent.
Mm.
They want to see a child in front of a child. They want to see me running around, wrestling with them, joking around with them. And when I'm miserable, guess what? They're miserable.
But the issue is, the longer is the separation is, then the more angry they are. You left us for such a long time.
Yeah,
Then it's more
explain to
difficult
them.
for them to forgive. And they are stubborn. My girls are stubborn. It's difficult to get forgiveness from them.
So here's the thing. If you're going to do it because you fear they're not going to want to see you,
Yeah.
you're not respecting yourself.
I was just gonna say
Okay?
that.
Yeah.
They're not going to forgive me. So I better go. Otherwise, I'm going to be punished.
You're going out of fear then. You're not going out of love.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this is where you've got to be like, wow, I really want to go see them today because I really want that. I feel it in my heart. Not because, so if you go there because you think they're going to reject you next time you go, then
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You're going, you don't really want to go. So your energy is not going to be very good.
You're going out of fear. You're not going out of
Yeah, I'm
love.
kind of forcing myself to
Yeah,
go
you're forcing
out of
yourself to go.
fear
And then
that
you resent
what if,
them.
what if no one will want me, for example, in 2 weeks' time? What if I am totally replaced
What if
as
they
a mother?
miss you? What if you give them the opportunity to miss you and they're like, shit, where's mom?
How long's it been you haven't seen her?
You know, that's good you mentioned that, because last month I was away for a week and I was suffering without them, suffering. So I returned. I contacted my ex. I said, I want to come back. And I came back. And they told me they were having a great time. No one was even talking, thinking, missing me at all. They actually didn't. They told Dad they didn't want him to invite me.
Is it because you're I don't know where you are emotionally? Is it because you're miserable and you're down and they see that and they just want someone happy and joyful? And my kids have told me they love spending time with their dad. He's playful. And he's easygoing and he gets them what they want, whereas I'm more like the drill sergeant. So I had to change
If your
and become
energy's
more
heavy,
playful.
people are not
Yeah,
going to want you around.
pretty simple.
True.
Okay. So that's why we're saying lighten up your load, forget about what's happened for now, try and tap into that carefree part of you that you once were, and then go back. And
They'll pick up on it.
see what happens. Yeah? Let's start
Yes.
with that and let's see what happens from that. And then we can go from there, Katya.
Katya, I've tried what Anth said and it works. I'm an example of the work. It's a big change. Big change. You've just got to, it's all about energy. Believe it or not, it's all about energy. And people feel it. They feel that low energy and they don't want to be around it. People don't want to be around. Neither do kids. And kids are very intuitive. They just want to play.
Yeah.
You got to get down to their level, and not take life so seriously.
Exactly. I take everything too seriously. Thank you, Marie, so much. Thank you, Anthony.
You're
And
welcome.
I will keep sending them love and seeing them in my meditation. Let's
Yeah.
be positive and let's see where
Yes,
what will
yes. It's worth a try, right? Let's see how we go. All right, everyone. Well, you're welcome. We'll leave it there for tonight. Thank you all for being here. It was a bit of a long session, but if you do have any questions, please just reach out.
Thanks, Anne.
You're welcome.
Thanks for tonight, Anthony. I really appreciate it. I know it's a
Yeah.
long one, but it was nice to catch up, and it was nice to chat. I feel better because we all got to chat.
Good, good. I'm glad. Yes, I'm glad, and you're welcome. And I
Thanks for
think,
giving us the time.
Thank you.
absolutely. All right,
Is the
everyone.
course over now?
What's that?
Is the course over now? That was it?
Yes, that's
Yep.
it.
Okay. All right. Thank
So
you.
you are the lover of all people. Look at that. You are the lover of all people. I'll call her the lover of all people. And now I've added in the whole wide world. Look, she dedicated an hour and a half, if not more, for us.
Thank you so much.
And
You're
still not
welcome.
feeling well.
Yes, no, I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm wiped
she's-
out now. I'm ready to go.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Anne.
My pleasure. All right, everyone. Lots of
All
love.
right.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
No worries,
See ya.
Katya.